Okay, let's listen to Tim Pool, who is talking about the new hit TV show Squid Game, and it's actually a critique of communism, not capitalism as the creator intended.
Yeah.
We should talk about Squid Game.
Yeah.
What about it?
So I think Squid Game is... I don't think it's overtly political. Apparently, you know, you were talking...
Bro, there's literally fucking... The main character recalls a traumatic event in which the cops fucking murder his, like, friend during a public strike that he is a part of. That's fucking psychotic. And the creator personally said it was incredibly political. That's really fucking stupid. There's literally a scene in which they show a book by fucking Lacan.
telling me, Gary, that it was like there's like a political message in Squid Game.
Yeah, the writer, at least that's what he said.
My takeaway from it was communism bad. That was my takeaway from it. Okay, so now I'm going to say this for those that are listening. Spoiler alert, if you haven't finished Squid Game, it's an awesome show.
Yeah.
I prefer watching it in the original Korean with subtitles. I think it's fantastic. With the dub, you lose a lot of that like reverb and like natural sound. It's kind of weird. So spoiler alert, I'm going to say it again. We are going to spoil this show to
Kingdom Come.
To Kingdom Come. There we go. Spoiler alert. So what was it about? You mentioned that the creator had said something and it was like...
The creator called it a fable for modern day capitalism, but also for life and the competitiveness of life. And that message, it's not subtle at the end, which I won't ruin for anybody, but it's not subtle at the end. And that messaging was there. And, you know, some people can't get past it. And I understand that. But I thought it was a damn good story.
But what was the messaging? Like, what do you think the message conveyed?
Well, it's a cold and cruel system. There in that fable, you know, there is no resolution except for at the end they create their own enemy, quote unquote. But that's what I got out of it.
All right. Just for context, okay, because those of you that are sticking around, even though we told you spoilers are here, I'm going to give you the quick breakdown of the show. It's a bunch of desperate people in debt. And then all of a sudden they get an opportunity to play in a game, but the game is brutal and you die in it. But if you don't, you win. I think it's like equivalent of US like 35 to 40 million dollars is the translation. So it's like 45 billion Korean won or something. Now we're going to get into...
Nothing is more cancerous than like watching someone give light spoilers or fucking full-blown spoilers about a show that was like insanely popular that everyone and their fucking mothers watched, but being on the internet and like having to discuss it or watch it on a Twitch stream, it's literally just like, it makes me want to fucking video game myself. Like, we get it, bro. You didn't watch it. Most likely you're not intending to watch it. We got it. There's a spoiler alert. You have been warned. Just fucking leave then. I'm sorry. Like, I want to cover this. I think it's fucking really stupid that show that is so like overtly, it's not even an undertone, it's like so overtly fucking anti-capitalist is being used as like agitprop, Red Scare propaganda. And Tim Pool is right, subs over dubs, obviously, so even Tim Pool gets that.
Again, I warned you, spoilers. I think the whole thing is the perfect example of somebody who thinks they're opposing capitalism but just makes communism and wokeness look really, really dumb. And wokeness? The show ends...
There's literally nothing about wokeness in the show.
Ends up being, in my opinion, more anti-communist than anything. So one of the big themes in the show is that everyone is equal. They all enter the game as equals, and they're allowed to play as equals. And there's an arc in the show where it's like somebody violates the equality, and so they kill him. And they were like, that's the worst thing you could have done is strip the equality. But now, here's how the show ends. You've been warned. In this equal system, everyone dies but one person who gets all of the money. Okay, so that doesn't sound to me like capitalism. In capitalism, we recognize not everybody is equal. Not everybody does have an equal chance. We do want equal opportunity, but some people are poor and some people are rich. In this system, everyone is wearing the same clothes in the same room, being brutalized by the powers that ultimately results in one person having all the wealth and everyone...
I criticized Squid Game. Finally, I can say it out loud. But I criticized the ending of Squid Game, or the through line, because of how one-dimensional it was. Like, it was oversimplified. Lol. Spoiler alert once again. Rich millionaires get together to watch poor people that have been totally fucked over by a debtor economy, by capitalism, who are so desperate that they will fucking murder each other and themselves to make a buck and be able to pay off their debts so they can be like normal humans in society again. And rich guys literally get together and watch it. And I thought that that was such a stupid, like, childish fucking way to wrap up an otherwise brilliant story. Really fun, visually stimulating. I liked it. But I fucking hated it after episode... I said it falls off a cliff after episode 6, where the climax happens, because of how laughably simplified that plot line was. It was so on the nose. But I guess even then, for someone who has drank the fucking Kool-Aid like Tim Pool, even then it's not enough. This motherfucker is staring at the barrel of the gun of capitalism and still going, I don't know. Is this a banana? Probably not a gun. It's not capitalism, it's communism. Yeah, probably.
One dying. That is not capitalism. In capitalism, there's too much food. People are morbidly obese, and there are homeless people who are fat. In communism,
under capitalism, there is literally an abundance of food supply. There's a surplus of food, so we throw it out in an effort to make sure that food prices remain the way they are. And there are literally people dying of starvation when we have an abundance of food. What the fuck is he talking about? In the United States of America, there are more than 1 million fucking families that are food insecure. There are children who are literally food insecure. They have a home, but they are food insecure. And the only meal that they can get that's nutritious, and this is dog shit overall, is at the fucking schools. I thought right-wingers, or sorry, Tim is a, centrist, liberal, whatever the fuck he calls himself. But I thought that these guys were in touch with the working class, and that, they weren't talking about wokeism or whatever the fuck. And they cared about the material conditions of the real working class Americans. Meanwhile, real working class Americans are having a hard time putting food on the fucking table. And Tim Pool's like, nah, everyone's fat, dude. Which, by the way, this is before we even have a conversation about how, like, yes, being fat does not mean healthy. We're not living in the fucking 16th century anymore. Being fat is literally the opposite, because they don't have nutritious food and proper education revolving around making healthy dietary choices, and corn subsidies are way too fucking powerful. So yes, it is the opposite. Simple sees like shredded ass Kumail Nanjiani and goes, wow, what a poor guy. He looks at Kumail Nanjiani and goes, wow, he used to be so rich and now he's so poor.
everybody wears the same clothes. They have limited access to anything. They get garbage food every day. They're like, okay, the game's over. Here's the food you get. And they get trash. Yeah. And they're fighting each other because they're starving. That to me is an indictment of communism. And if this guy who made the show is actually like, it's actually capitalism that's bad, I'm like, it just goes to show this is a person who made a great show but was really dumb and didn't understand they were actually critiquing.
Wait, so he's saying the show is actually about communism, not capitalism. And even if the creator himself says that, then even then he's wrong. I love that carve out that he did, where he just like, he basically was like, I know I'm fucking wrong, but it doesn't matter. The creator himself and his artistic vision is also possibly wrong. If I get owned down the line, I'll have an out. I'll simply state that I was right. Easy. Bye-bye, I win. What a fucking drooling, pathetic little baby way of looking at things.
communism.
It's like they took him out of a capitalistic system where they were doing.
He did the classic thing. He did the XQC. I'm the referee, dude. I win. Bye-bye.
Pretty bad to a communistic system where they were doing really, really bad,
Oh,
and were executed by the state, which usually happens under communism.
Right.
I mean,
for like childish whims.
exactly, and
I wonder what they think about capital punishment under capitalist countries, by the way. Yeah, capital punishment famously only occurs in, communist countries and not in, like, America, where we execute mentally ill black people on a regular fucking basis. To bring it back to the Florida chatter and what she was in the work that she sent me, that she works in. I fucking love conservatives trying to analyze art because they constantly or conservatives, when they try to describe like communism, they literally just point to capitalism. It's so funny when they're just like everything that's happening. It's like, a small group of incredibly wealthy and powerful people control all the resources and they make the poor suffer and die. And there are food shortages. It's like, dude, you're literally describing capitalism right now while saying this is what would happen under communism. Yeah. So I guess communism is when capitalism happens.
that's literally what happens under communism. Look up, what happened in China, what happened in Russia, what happened in, in Europe as well. So there's a long history. There's a long context to, people just being purged, taken away. Another very interesting aspect of that story is the masks that the very rich people were wearing were kind of similar to the same masks that the Rothschilds were pictured wearing at some of their private parties and galas a couple decades ago.
Yeah, wait, hold on. First of all, this dude wanted to be fucking anti-Semitic. Okay. But what's funny is that, okay, are the Rothschilds fucking communists, dude? Is that what you're about to say? The famous communists? The Rothschilds? Like, you're literally still describing capitalists! I wonder if he'll notice that. I wonder if he'll recognize that.
So I saw that right away. I was like, wait, that's the elites doing this. And I thought of the movie more of a critique about the ruling elites, because it's essentially, again, spoiler alert, rich people coming together to watch the average poor people, struggling people kill each other over money. There's some important kind of parallels there. The series is kind of gory, so if you're sensitive to that stuff, I wouldn't watch it. I watched it, I was like, Tim, you gotta watch it. You're like, eh.
Who is this motherfucker, dude? Who in the absolute ever-loving fuck is this dude, bro? He's still describing and continuing to describe capitalism. But with a little bit of fucking, Nazi aesthetic peppered in. Rothschilds.
but you watched it, and it is very thought-provoking. It is very emotional. Mm-hmm. And it definitely pulls at the heartstrings in many different ways.
I looked this up. Luke, you ain't kidding.
What is this?
There's a bunch of photos from this Rothschilds party where they're all wearing these masks that are similar to the Squid Game thing.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. And famous revolutionary Brace Belden and I agree on this as well. Famous, conspiracy unlocker Brace Belden and I agree on this take. Where it's like, are there a lot of wealthy families that control production, control, parts of our capitalist organization of the economy? Of course. Are they all Jewish? No. They're WASPs. and they're Irish. Look up the hibernophobia, fuck! The conspiracy. What the fuck was it called? Anyway, all jokes aside, because I know there's like a different audience in here. Whenever Brace has said this as well, whenever someone just exclusively talks about the Rothschilds or the puppet master that is like George Soros or whatever, it's like, oh, you're just doing an anti-Semitism. Like, you are devoid of a materialist perspective. You are not thinking about this from the point of view of like commodity production and how like profits are realized, who gets to fucking control it. If you exclusively focus on like the Rothschilds, then yeah, you're fucking anti-Semitic. Having said that, are the Rothschilds into some weird shit? Oh, I'm certain they are. Come on, bro. They're rich as fuck.
But that's probably what he was doing, the creator.
Yeah,
it was a guy, right, who created it. I'm saying.
Well, the story. I'm hearing a lot of different.
I'm
hearing a lot of different reports about this guy saying that he lost a bunch of teeth because of the stress during the production of this movie. I heard that he tried to get this movie done for years and it kept getting denied. So
the series, you mean?
Yeah. The series. But yeah, I remember seeing those masks, automatically thinking, wait. I saw these masks before. They're at the private galas and private meetings of the super rich that already do take place. When you do look at the very powerful people in our world that manipulate the system for their own personal benefit.
I'll put it this way. Capitalism isn't the problem. Communism doesn't exist. It's just this idealized system. We might as well call it unicornism. The real problem is corruption and corporatism. And the left says capitalism when they mean corporatism.
I think that's exactly the problem. I think that's what he's doing with the masks. He thinks that the Rothschilds embody capitalism. They do.
Wait, the left says capitalism when they mean corporatism? Yeah, so they're correct. Capitalism is corporatism. What kind of fucking dumbass take is this? Like, that's it. That's the point. Capitalism is corporatism. I love when like these dudes do the, oh, it's not real capitalism. Motherfucker, literally listen to a single fucking Austrian economist, okay? Like, there aren't thinkers that believe that this is not real capitalism. If anything, they want to make it worse. Yes, I will be watching the new Channel 5 vid after this.
No, they embody elitism.
They're the biggest promoters and pushers of communism. And
wait, what? Corporations are the biggest promoters and pushers of communism? Bro, what is happening? Sometimes I like to stare at the dark side here. You know what I mean? I like to stare into the fucking abyss to see what comes out of there. Because I love when the abyss stares back. You know what I'm saying? And my God, dude, this is brilliant. I mean, the fucking brain trust over here. Yeah, I love my communist Jeff Bezos. I guess communism is when corporations. Capitalism is when no corporations. Like, what the fuck?
Destroyers of actual, real, free markets. Another interesting aspect was the fat guy. I mean, he looked almost exactly like Newt Gingrich. I talked to Newt Gingrich a couple times. I went up to him, asked him straight up to his face, "Hey, what did you do at the Bohemian Grove when you shipped?"
Bro, this is the dumbest dude. Like, did Tim Pool hire this guy to make himself seem smarter by comparison? I mean, this dude, his brain is not fully functioning. I'm sorry. Like, Walmart Anders Breivik over here. Is he okay? Like, he just straight up, he can't even talk. What the fuck's going on? I've never met, I mean, he like is cartoonishly dumb. Like, did his mother drop him when he was a fucking child? Like, what's going on? Is it fetal alcohol syndrome? Like, what the fuck's happening here? I mean, good on Tim for hiring him, I guess, but...
in specifically male prostitutes. And he was sweating up a storm. I did this like 5 times to him. He really doesn't like being asked those questions, but we got to understand here, there is some level of reality when it comes to super rich people coming together in the middle of the woods doing very weird things. That does happen. It's called the Bohemian Grove. There's also other kind of secret societies and offshoots to these secret societies.
Remember when Bilderberg was a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, they said
That's
it
the
didn't
weirdest-
exist.
that's the
Yeah.
weirdest
They
thing.
said it didn't exist a few years ago.
Remember
And I was
when
there
they-
at the meetings, be like, it's here, it's happening. They're
Re-
like, no, he's crazy.
Remember when they sent that?
What? Dude, I am so confused about what's going on here. Like, why is this guy talking? I can't believe there's a dumber person than Tim Pool on the Tim Pool broadcast. This is crazy. He's like a child. Like, he is like a child brain. Anyway, you know, that's mind-boggling. What's not mind-boggling is the top of the hour ad break, obviously, because at the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break that's coming. Instead of Bilderberg, you said Build-A-Bear. I can't tell if he's drunk or if he's just like really fucking stupid. I can't tell if he's drunk or if his mother was drunk. Okay, I'm done with that. Sorry. I know people are gonna fucking start crying about how I'm saying that a fucking reactionary psychopath is stupid in like many different ways, is actually ableism, and how like we shouldn't say stupid people are stupid and all this stuff. So I know, guys. I know I'm a bad guy. Oh, I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad person. Anyway, as I was saying, top of the hour, if you no longer want to see the ads, if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, then all you need to do is subscribe. You can subscribe for $5. You can subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. I know the new Channel 5 video dropped. Please, for the love of fucking Christ, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Holy Savior, in the year of our Lord in 2021, shut the fuck up about it. I'm gonna watch it, dude. I'm gonna watch it, okay? I promise to you, I will fucking watch it. Anyway, like I said, you can subscribe for $5 for free with a Twitch Prime. That is, of course, what you get when you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. Here's the ad break now. Let's finish
That
the
dude
video.
from The Guardian down, and he was really angry.
Charlie Skelton, he
that
came
who-
there to make fun. He's now my friend. Charlie Skelton was sent down there by The Guardian to make fun of the people outside. They sent him down there. He's like, there's a bunch of loonies. There's a bunch of crazies. He literally got followed everywhere, assaulted by police officers. They raided his hotel room. They raided my hotel room. The police officers acted like the Gestapo against any journalist trying to do any real reporting against the Bilderberg group. And he came out of it shook, saying, hey, I thought these guys were crazy. I came here to make fun of them. These guys are honest. I'm being followed by police everywhere I go, and they're literally trying to arrest me for just trying to take a photo of David Rockefeller and Henry Kissinger walking down the street together. I got arrested at Bilderberg way too many times, too.
They said it wasn't real. They said it was a conspiracy
it doesn't
theory.
exist.
And it's like you could literally just stand there and be like, here it is. And they'd be like, sorry, sir, it's a private event. It's the Bilderberg, group meeting. And then you look in the newspaper and it's like, nope, not a real thing.
Yep, doesn't exist.
Bye-bye.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember there being like, this is...
I don't understand. Why do these motherfuckers go, oh man, those Bilderberg groups, like these guys, these wealthy people like Henry Kissinger is hanging out with like industry titans. That's really weird. Like, yeah, no shit, jackass. What is the fucking organization that we exist under? That's capitalism, you fucking idiot. It's rich industry titans commanding the fucking economy to do their bidding. This is like the dumbest thing. You're literally staring at the fucking problem. You're not even considering like what the underlying consequences are. You're not even considering like how like all the other places where they openly fucking collaborate and show their disdain for the working class. And you're just reducing all of that shit to, oh, this is communism. Oh, that's just corporatism. Like what? These guys? You think they're communists, dude? You think Henry Kissinger's a communist? You know?
absolutely absurd. But when really rich people do come together, they do really weird stuff. And there's a lot of weird stuff that I even experienced at Bilderberg. There's even weirder stuff happening at the Bohemian Grove. And this is some of the stuff we know about. What about the stuff we don't know about? So I thought this was a perfect time to talk about the bigger elements of these elites who do very sinister things. So that was the larger conversation of Squid Games.
But that's always...
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I mean, you're a fucking, all of you, like, if you are of the mindset, of the Sigma mindset that, like, all of these billionaire elitists are fucking pedophiles and whatnot, which, by the way, I don't even disagree with. You know, there's a lot of fucking weird shit going on there. But then, like, your fucking point of view aligns with them as it pertains to economic policy, whether it's, like, squashing labor unions, whether it's fucking, like, eviscerating working class protections, as it pertains to, like, not fucking increasing taxes on the wealthy, as it pertains to fucking just pretty much anything. If you're aligned with them, then you're a fucking pedophile too, okay? I'm sick and tired of this back and forth dance that we have to play where they're like, well, those billionaires, they're pedophiles and they're fucking, they're corporatists, not capitalists. Like, okay, I don't care. I don't care what label you put on it, okay? I don't care what fucking label you put on it. You and those guys, well, you agree. If you believe in free market, if you believe in the free market economics, you agree with those fucking dipshits. So you yourself might as well also be a pedophile in training. You're just not as successful as they are at doing pedophilia, okay? That's just the difference. They're doing the pedophilia at the highest levels. You're a fucking broke boy, basic bitch, looking from the outside going, oh, those guys are pedophiles. You're just a broke pedophile, okay? What is this bullshit? What is this fucking dumbass bullshit where it's like, these elites, they're controlling society under capitalism, but it's actually not capitalism. You know, they're doing all the fuck shit. Okay, why are you running defense for their fucking point of view then? Why are you running defense for their worldview? Why are you literally doing everything you fucking can to defend their material interests when you're not even a fucking millionaire or a billionaire or a corporation owner? You have zero capital and you're fucking sitting there running defense for them. Holy shit, dude. Fucking blows my mind. I'm done. I'm fucking done with these dumbasses. Like,
the criticism is always the corrupt elites. I don't, you know, when they talk about like, oh, communism, they never actually implement it because it's not possible. It's impossible to do. And then when they criticize, when the left criticizes capitalism, they're really just angry. They're elites with centralized power, able to do really messed up things and get away with it because of how much power they've accumulated. That's not what capitalism is supposed to represent either. And
okay, Jeff Bezos. Is Jeff Bezos not an elite with centralized power? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I want to do something about it. You don't want to do anything about it. You like the system. Instead of saying temporarily embarrassed billionaires, we're just going to say temporarily embarrassed pedophiles.
the problem is communism doesn't exist, right? They say that every time they try it, they get some weird form of, genocidal authoritarianism. Yeah. Capitalism at its root is just people with capital from their work can reinvest that into making more projects. However, in our current system, which mixes it, we end up
making more projects that end up hiring other people. So you're a worker, you have a little bit of capital accrued from the fucking crumbs that your bosses allow you to have, and then you turn around and you start a business and you start working others. Interesting.
Up with a lot of corruption, and then you get a left saying, aha, this proves capitalism doesn't work, and it's like, no, actually the problem is the corruption. I don't care who's doing it or why. Corruption bad.
When you use the power of government to destroy your competitors in the quote free market, that's not a free market.
That's not the free market.
That's communism. That's government direct intervention into the free market. That's preventing the market from being
Oh God, these fucking right libertarian takes are so stupid. Oh. Bro, who decides in an unshackled, unrestricted market in the way that this person is like advocating for it? Who decides on contracts? Who? Like, how do the market forces intervene? Like, even under this current system where the government is supposed to, in our like capitalist welfare state, the government is supposed to interfere. There's supposed to be checks and balances. There's supposed to be a regulatory force, right? But even when you look at like PFAS, right? Like these chemicals that we use in everyday shit, right? We can't even fucking regulate that. The government agency that's supposed to regulate it is literally still run by the motherfuckers who are dumping the toxic shit into the water. So how do we do that in a free market system? Yes, I'm enjoying the juicer's chicken, dude. I mean, something as simple as, how do you have a contract? This is why, like, as much as I enjoy watching Sam Cedar destroy libertarians, after a while it gets redundant because he always says the same thing. Who builds the roads? How do you decide who fucking negotiates contracts? And how do you enforce contracts? You still have to have a court system. Okay. So there's a court system. How do we design the court system? How does the court enforce the authority of a contract? For a democratic process, you get a judge. And every single time you have this conversation with dumbass libertarians, you're slowly doing the building blocks of society, because right libertarians literally are like babies who have, I guess, never seen what society looks like or have never thought about how it operates. So you have to like literally build blocks on top of one another, starting at like the heart of the matter, you know, like contracts. Until they start recognizing that, like, oh no, they're just fucking fascists. Okay? That's it. Capitalism needs a state or it would collapse under its contradictions in like a year? Yes. One fucking thing that Karl Marx absolutely could not foresee, and maybe some of the orthodox Marxists will get mad at me for this, but one thing that Karl Marx literally could not fucking foresee was how much state interference would, in the form of a welfare state, how much state interference would allow in the boom-bust cycle for capitalist countries to continue working. That's why we have economic meltdowns, economic crashes, and we turn around and we bail out the fucking banks or the people who caused them, and the machine keeps running as is, as though nothing had, nothing happened.
Being able to express itself from being able to speak for itself, because usually in the free market, if someone does something good, they get promoted, they get business, they get commerce, they get people going to them because they know that their reputation is good.
Socialism is when no promotions.
When you have multinational billionaire elites playing by a different set of rules, not paying taxes, getting subsidies, literally getting taxpayer-funded money, getting bailouts and restrictions and rules that punish their competitors and only help them, that is not a free market. We don't have that.
We've never had a free market, and we'll never have a free market. This dumb fucking idiot probably thinks Ronald Reagan was the closest we've ever achieved to that. And under Ronald Reagan, the deregulation literally is the reason why we have less competition now. Because, hey, guess what? When the government is not interfering and busting trusts up, all of a sudden, you see a lot of these fucking big sectors monopolized. That's so strange. The real unicorn here isn't communism. The real unicorn is this notion of a free market. Or at least a free market that will be a functional and robust economy. No, it would be the guy with the bigger stick has everything. Which is kind of how it is right now. They just use the state machination to continue enforcing that. You can get mad at the state, or you can recognize that the state exists in a specific type of way, and that you can still change the state resources or the state's goals ultimately to provide better protections for the working class, offer material restitution, and improve the material conditions of the working class in general. But no, it's like you want to believe in baby shit. So no free market. A free market has never existed. That's not a real thing. There's no such thing as a free market. So stupid. If like monopolization is inevitable, and on the one hand you have the state, which is a monopoly, and on the other hand, as a consequence of a lack of regulation, you have private corporations that are unaccountable that are creating monopolies. I'm sorry, but the state at least is like somewhat accountable to the people in the form of fucking voting, okay? It's laughable at this stage. But theoretically speaking, that's how it's supposed to work. There is no lie that capitalists even tell us about how a corporation is supposed to be democratic. They literally are like, no, that's not going to happen. Of course not, you fucking buffoons, they say. That's communism, they say. That's bad and wrong, they say. So, if you are a capitalist, you are automatically cucked. Especially if you're a capitalist who owns zero capital. And no, I don't mean fucking $2.7 million mansion or fucking a car or anything like that. I mean, like, literally, if you don't own a fucking factory, your 401k doesn't count, okay? As you're like a fucking sous chef slaving away at a kitchen. Oh, but I have a 401k, so now I actually also own a piece of the Apple. No, you don't. You don't own dick. The top 10% of wealth own 90% of the stock market. They own shit. For those who are saying Ethan is a capitalist, yeah, of course he's a capitalist. He owns a business. He is somewhat of a class trader with respect to like advocacy for social democracy and social democratic provisions. He can just fucking sit back and be like, I'm a capitalist. I love making fucking money. Who gives a shit? Fuck everybody else. I don't want to pay my fair share in taxes. I don't want to pay more in taxes. I don't want these fucking government, I don't want the government interfering. Everybody believes that. There are so many dummies in your everyday life that believes that, which is why I still respect social democrats, especially social democrats in positions of power who literally are fucking still advocates for Medicare for all, for example. Okay? In a country like the United States of America, social democrats are our allies. Okay? That's just the reality. They're an important part of the coalition. So are fucking Marxist-Leninists, though. Incredibly important part of the coalition. And the reason why all of these people and all these parts work side by side is because ultimately their goal is to improve the material conditions of the working class in a way that offers laborers more autonomy, in a way that demands that workers get more out of their fucking work and they get more out of their lives overall. Okay? Yeah. So, Depends on how bigoted they are, to be honest. No, dude. No, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about transcends beyond bigotry. Okay? Like, I fucking hate racists. You know this. Okay? But ultimately, I still want them to have health care. Because if a racist has health care, they're less likely to be a fucking racist. They're less likely to be affected by the material conditions where that kind of volatility, that kind of anger manifests. They're less... You know, they're less likely to become delusional idiots. Huh. Why do you diss Marxist-Leninists and other leftists like critiquing anarchists, but Marxist-Leninists have the same goals? What? If there's one group of people that are withdrawn from the endless amount of criticism that I subject them to, it's unironically Marxist-Leninists. What the fuck are you saying? Like, obviously, we're not talking about, like, Stalinists or whatever the fuck, but... Bro, I had a member of the PSL on, dude. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, that's not happening in any other fucking news outlet, okay? Shut the fuck up. The person I just had... Alex is a fucking Marxist-Leninist. I get you hating anarchists, but MLs... You literally have an audience that like sock times more than Marxist-Leninists now? Holy shit. Yeah, get with the fucking program, weeby. It's not a holy shit moment. That's a, oh wow, welcome to America moment. Are you insane? It takes some time. Also, in the short term, it doesn't matter. Like, you make fun of anarchists and it makes me cry. Also, bread book rules. I mean, I advocate for people to read Kropotkin. The OG fucking Prince Andy. Everyone should have a home, Andy. I've recommended it before. Marxist-Leninist literally means Stalinist. It's a term coined by Stalin in his book Foundations of Leninism. Lenin was a communist. It doesn't matter, dude. I live in Russia, so my views on Marxist-Leninists are more progressive than most Americans. Why do you hate anarchists? I don't hate anarchists. But sometimes anarchists hinder progress. Like when they fucking constantly and consistently tweet about how bad I am to the cause and then fucking get duped instantly by like general strikes on TikTok. It's fucking hilarious. Read a book, please. Even if it's Kropotkin. Like, just read a book. Any book. One time. Take a shower, read a book. Tweeting about me harms a cause? No, absolutely not. It's laughable, but it also shows how fucking laughably silly your worldview is, and luckily no one fucking pays attention to it, because if people paid attention to it, they'd be like, oh my god, the left is literally like the way that the right portrays them. What the fuck? Anarchists sometimes, okay, anarchists are really good for the most part, okay? They're at the forefront of all these social justice causes. They understand that while they have like, pie in the sky ideas, they understand that, like, immediate help is a necessity. They do a lot for fucking mutual aid. All that stuff is great. Okay? I have no problem with that. Having said that, though, okay? Having said that, one, I don't believe in an anarchist organization of society. I just don't. I think that a centralized federal force is a necessity. Okay? So there's that point of view that I already have. That is an immediate fucking disagreement that I have with anarchists. But also, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Talk to a Maoist. Why, dude? Why? I am a villain. I'm an enemy to a Maoist, okay? Like a real Maoist, dude? Like that's who you want me to talk to? So like let me call up a Maoist in the Philippines real quick. Have a conversation with him. Like any Maoist in the fucking first world is not a real Maoist, okay? That's just not a real thing. Like what fucking are you gonna have a peasants revolution here in America? Is that what you're gonna do? What makes you a villain to Maoists? I'm a fucking part of the labor aristocracy. I'm a beneficiary of this global capitalist organization of the economy that literally fucking eviscerates the global South. What the fuck are you talking about? We are all, if you're on Twitch, if you're watching me on Twitch, you most likely are an enemy to real Maoists. Okay? It doesn't matter if you have a choice or not. You're still a beneficiary and they're still getting fucked. So it makes sense. Anyway. Maoists are terrorists most of the times too. They end up harassing people who they pretend to protect. This is very common in the Naxalite movement in India. Oh my god, Schadenfreude is back, bro. Black Party members were Maoists, albeit an offshoot. Okay. I mean, yes, but no. Where do you disagree with a Marxist-Leninist? I don't know. I'm done talking about this. Let's continue with this video.
We have multinational corporations, globalists, some people call them, that are literally the ones calling the shots, creating policies that screw you over while they get whatever they want for the grabbing.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast.
That was it?
If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel.
Jesus fucking Christ. If you learn more about actual anarchist theory, you'd probably be more an anarchist. Dual power addresses your concerns. That was it. It took me an hour. Explaining to anarchists that you need structure is trying to explain to them that there are people they will never understand on a fundamental level that need structure. Bro, I believe I agree with Zizek, okay? Too much democracy is a bad thing. There, I said it. This notion that you're going to have a democratic organization in every facet of your life is absolutely fucking psychotic. You want to know why? Because I don't want to do any of that shit. I don't care. I want that to work like a machine, okay? I want other motherfuckers to do the voting and the democratic organization on what the exact zoning regulations should look like, okay? I don't want to fucking be a part of that, dude. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers coming in here and spouting this like bullshit. That's not freedom to me, okay? That's why I laugh whenever people are like, why don't you start a co-op? Why don't you start a co-op? Why don't you start a co-op? Motherfucker, have you seen me? I can't even cooperatively organize my life, dude. You think I'm going to organize a fucking workplace? And why? I don't want to grow. I'm happy. I'm happy with this level of growth. Yeah, I want to have 5,000 meetings every day, dude. No, man. A little bit of authoritarianism frees you from fucking having to deal with all the dumb bullshit. Crusty motherfuckers just want to have town halls every day, dude, nonstop. Anyway, Squid Game is sweeping the globe, but how does the show reflect real South Korea? Here's a look at the real events and dynamics echoed in the show's events and characters, from the debt crisis rocking South Korea to the real VIPs who run the economy or the country. You can choose to delegate voluntarily in that system, though. You at least have a choice. Okay, dude. I feel like anarchists are like debate Andes. Don't be lazy, bro. You can hire a manager to take care of most of the heavy lifting. It's not laziness, dude. It's skill. It's what I am skilled at, and it's what my fucking goals are, okay? My goals are not to fucking build a media empire, okay? I'm sick and tired of this. Shut the fuck up.